Hello. These days I spend more and more time in my Wiltshire home and the pub I own, thinking about all the big problems in the world and some smaller ones that annoy me. Luckily, there's a place I can go to solve them all, or at least try. My shed.
Right.
It's here that I have the tools.
Let's just saw some wood up.
The tea. And a couple of other highly competent blokes
Very good. Brace yourself.
who've agreed to help me rid the world of problems,
Is she getting a ticket out?
great
Early flight of us.
and small.
The cereal has gone soggy.
I'll also have to take on other people's problems,
What is wrong with Peter?
He used to make a sound and now he doesn't.
by which I mean the locals at my pub who are always bringing me stuff to mend.
Is it a train set?
So join us and our excitable crew who will capture our endeavours
That was epic.
as we create, make,
That feels like a terrible thing we've just done.
repair
So it's never worked.
Not in my lifetime.
and repurpose in my shed-load of ideas.
What do you think? This is just brilliant.
Wiltshire, a peaceful haven in the West Country of England. Do not be deceived. This is a nerve centre with horses, where I plan to solve the nation's biggest issues. First on my list, something guaranteed to inflame the indignant passions of Englishmen and women nationwide.
Well, that'll learn you.
The yellow square of shame.
Oh, it's the worst feeling in the world.
This, viewers, is a parking ticket.
Last year alone, 14.5 million of these were slapped on windscreens up and down the country. That's 2 every second. But some parking tickets are more frustrating than others, as our soundman Dan has just experienced.
It's awful.
There's the sense that the system has beaten you. The man has got you. However, just out of interest, Dan, how long had you paid to park?
I paid to park for an hour.
And when was that issued?
5 minutes after the time.
And there you go, you see. What a lot of people don't realise is that there is a 10-minute grace period. If you pay for parking of half an hour or more, there is 10 minutes beyond that in which a traffic warden may not issue a ticket, at least not legally. And a lot of people don't realise this, and more importantly, a lot of traffic wardens don't realise this. So what we're going to do is devise a system that warns traffic wardens of this piece of legislation and make sure they don't issue a parking ticket when they are not permitted to. The law is an ass.
Of the 93,000 people who challenged a parking ticket in 2023, nearly half were successful and had their fine overturned. But if thousands of tickets are incorrectly issued each year by traffic wardens, something must be done. And it's going to take 3 men to find a solution in a shed. Bringing the brains,
That means the winner is Sim.
my engineering pal of 20 years, Simmy.
We're going to make it better, though.
Simmy can juggle anything I throw at him. Almost. And my other mate is a handyman who calls himself Tony the Tool.
That's a job for you, Tony.
He's good with wood
It's meant to be miles off, so you can chisel in.
and game for just about anything.
Tell my children I love them.
As for me, I provide the shed and the fantastic hair. Gentlemen and crew, assemble.
We're all ready, as usual.
Yeah, sounds rolling. No post rolling.
Right, viewers, the fight back against traffic wardens who don't understand the very legislation they are there to enforce. Nothing else. starts here. And it's going to involve a bit of woodwork, and it's going to involve some electronics and a timer and a sensor and one of these, a megaphone.
That's quite loud.
That is quite loud.
We have in mind a rooftop traffic warden warning system for my car, where a sign pops up.
That's the Series 1 Panda you've drawn. Mine's a Series 3.
And the legislation is read aloud if the sensor detects a ticket issued within the 10-minute grace period.
Right, the exact wording is quite tedious, but given that it's a law, it probably needs to be displayed in full. So I think we might as well make it almost as big as the roof of the car. And then it would go, wah, 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 wah. And then this would go, I say, traffic warden. Full details of the law are displayed in front of you on the sign that just popped up. Now, until 10 minutes are up. Something like that.
Yeah.
Right, I will read it to you, but you can see just how verbose it is. The Secretary of State, in exercise of the powers conferred by sections 72, 73, brackets 3 and 89, provision which was called A but is now called 1. No penalty charges payable for the contravention where the vehicle has been left beyond the permitted parking period for a period not exceeding 10 minutes. There it is. That's the law, and it's signed by Eric Pickles. I met Eric Pickles once. He was tremendous. Born 20th of April 1952. Parents, Constance Joyce Pickles and Jack Branston Pickles.
Branston Pickles?
No, that's a...
No, I made that up, Lottie. Right, should we do some woodwork? Let's go to the chop saw.
While Sim engineers a sensor to detect a parking ticket and a timer to set the grace period, Tony and I tackle the frame.
Hands clear. Contact.
For our plan to work, we need a sign that pops up only when a ticket is detected within that magic 10 minutes.
But let's get it to length first.
And is big enough to display the letter of the law to the letter.
Are you thinking of just screwing that together?
For time, yes.
That's pretty good, actually.
So that's the basic frame built. Next, we need to give our legalese some lift.
So you're going to hinge it here,
So when it's released,
so it pivots from there.
how do we wind it?
I don't know.
While Superbrain Simmy scratches his head, I take the opportunity to enjoy a nice relaxing cup of tea under my favourite tree. When I eventually return to the shed, Simmy has made what looks like a sort of cat's cradle for blokes.
Now I need to tie those. Then that's got to go through there. And then we tie that. However, they all need to be the same length.
Simmy has decided to use something designed for torsion weapons before springs were invented, also known as...
Tourniquet.
Oh, it's a tourniquet.
It's a tourniquet.
But it has to be a precise length, which requires tying a precise knot in a precise place.
Were you in the Scouts, anyone?
I wasn't.
I wasn't.
Scouts?
You'll have heard of the tourniquet you might tie if, for example, you've cut off your own leg and are bleeding to death.
You pull that all the way through there.
This tourniquet is how medieval Boy Scouts used to fire projectiles.
Huge amount of string.
Before giant springs were invented, trebuchets and crossbows used tightly twisted rope which stores up energy. When released, it's powerful enough to launch whatever you want at whoever you don't like.
So we've both got a free end.
So we could tie that through there and then tie it in the middle.
So the string, being in a continuous loop, when twisted, string becomes spring.
We hope that the power stored in this tourniquet, once we wind it up, will be enough to lift our giant sign.
That's a terrible knot, Simmy.
No, no, it's just a knot that.
As they say in the Navy, if you can't tie a knot, tie a lot. Simmy, do you think this will work?
Possibly.
Possibly.
But if it doesn't work, we're back to square one.
It's definitely working.
Well,
It's medieval science.
It is, but there's a lot of tension going on around
fine.
here, and it could
It's
just
the
all
crew.
implode. But I think we should wind it up, and we will see.
OK, well, why don't you two wind it up? Simi and Tony, using their immense strength, have wound this about as tightly as they can.
Just a few final tweaks with our 14th century angle grinder. And Simi's antediluvian hammer.
OK, stand back, everybody, because I'm going to release the vertical component of the sign lifter. Are you ready?
No.
Everybody ready on cameras? In 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to Wiltshire and the war against erroneous parking tickets. We have built a rooftop frame for my car, onto which we'll fix a giant printout of the legislation. Now we're about to test the tourniquet that lifts it up. Once the camera crew have sorted themselves out,
Is everyone happy?
Okay, so we need a build up to this.
And action.
Simi, do you think this will work?
Possibly.
by releasing the tightly wound ropes, we hope the stored energy will be enough to raise the sign.
Everybody ready on cameras? In 3, 2, 1.
Hey! Huzzah, as they say in medieval times.
Are you happy?
Yes, I like the elegance of it, and it's historical as well. It has historical context. So, with some wood and some string, the materials that were used by our forebears, by our great grandfathers, plus an impact driver and an angle grinder, we are ready to end that dark period in history that has come to be known as the erroneous parking ticket issued during the 10-minute grace period in accordance with subsection B of the Road Traffic Act Amendment of 2015. Excellent work, men.
Very good. Let's finish it off.
While Tony finishes the frame and installs the sign, I'm off for a moment of quiet reflection. I'm very fortunate to call Wiltshire my home. I'm even more fortunate to have my own pub.
Morning.
But it's not all IPA and me time.
Sometimes, such as today, I come to the pub to have a quiet pint and contemplate my good luck in life. And somebody will come up to me with some knackered, priceless, sentimental family heirloom and say, "Oh, James, could you just mend this?"
Yes, the downside of the locals knowing you have a pub and a penchant for tinkering is they also know where to ambush you. And sure enough, no sooner had Sim joined me in the garden than local Roger turns up with his grandfather's clockwork boat.
First saw it when I was about 6, 7 years old. My grandfather said, "I've got this for you. When I get it working, you shall have it." 17 years later, when he died and I was clearing out his cupboard, I found that in the back of the drawer.
So it's never worked.
Not in my lifetime.
Have you had it in water?
I've put it in the water and pushed it, but never.
Right, OK. Oh, we need to get that open and have a look, don't
Shall I? Well, as it happens, my toolkit is always to hand. Oh, what about my long carburettor screwdriver, which gives you good leverage?
Look at that. That is a nice screwdriver.
That is a nice screwdriver. So have you ever taken it apart?
No, no. My grandfather was something of a perfectionist, and I felt if I messed it up, it would be on my head and I shall regret it.
I can see that it's clockwork because I can see the square shaft that the key goes on, but you don't have the key and you've never had the key.
Never had a key with it, no.
So this has never worked in your lifetime, Roger. Do you mind if I ask how old you are now?
78.
So this is coming off for the first time in at least 72 years. Ooh.
Oh, look at that.
Can you see this, film crew? That is a So the Germans were exceptionally good at, this is a wooden bow, but they were good at tin toys, clockwork and so on in the 1920s and 30s. In fact, they were probably the world leaders at that sort of thing. So I'm expecting something quite exquisite. Yeah, the spring looks to be intact. I think you've probably bashed that prop a few times, haven't you, Roger?
I should think so,
looks...
yeah.
So I think all we really need to do with that, Simi, is take the motor out, possibly strip it, clean it, lube it, straighten the prop a bit, do a little bit of reshaping on this, but without altering the patina, put it back together, and there's your boat, sir. What are you going to do with it?
Find a pond and take my grandchildren along as a memento of their great-great-grandfather.
Yes. Great-great-grandfather.
Reluctantly, Simi and I leave our pints and head back to the shed to see if we can bring Roger's grandfather's boat back to life.
So, viewers, we're going to make a key, but we do know that it works because we wound it with a pair of slip pliers. Other problems are the rudder is not properly attached, the propeller is misshapen, but most importantly, we need to take the motor out and give it a jolly good clean, and that's why, haha, our new favourite thing.
First, we need to remove that exquisite clockwork motor.
Oh, that is turning for the first time since it went in there.
Yeah.
Right. Don't let me let go of it, otherwise...
Keep your fingers out of the way. Whoa, look at that.
Isn't it? There's not much wrong with that, to be honest. This is my ultrasonic cleaner. It's full of a cleansing fluid, and in essence, it explodes a load of bubbles on the surface of things, and that knocks the dirt off. It's going in. Let's see what that does.
While the ultrasonic cleaner cleans ultrasonically,
It's a little bit stiff.
we try and straighten the rudder.
Not bad. Right, the ultrasonic cleaner's finished.
Oh, that's clean.
That's much better. 10 minutes to dry it off. Right, whilst that's happening... Ooh, that did something. That'll do comes the cry of the perfectionist down the ages.
Time to refit the spotless motor.
There you go.
Right, I think it needs to come to you.
No, there's the hole there. You see that one?
Yeah. And then
There you are, it's in.
you go.
The boat is back together and greatly improved. The brake now works, the rudder is now straight and it is settable,
That's lovely.
which is really nice. That hasn't been like that for a very long time. And then it's, well, we've got to make a key.
Yep.
But then she's ready for sea trials, which will be a pond or a bath.
To make the key for Roger's grandfather's clockwork boat, we need the lathe.
Say when.
I start by facing off the brass rod, then drilling a hole in the centre to the required depth.
So that's 1, 2, 3, so we want 7/8, don't we? So what I've done there, viewers, is lathe work page 1. I've faced off a piece of brass, drilled a hole through it, parted it off and faced off the other end. That's just about the simplest thing you can do on a lathe, isn't it? There is a round hole going through a piece of brass, but Simi is now going to turn that into a square hole using the skill of the craftsperson. Whilst you work on that, I'm going to open my special broad-necked flask, which has a folding spoon incorporated. I'm not going to show you what's in here because it's secret.
My favourite.
Yes. Back in a minute.
Very good.
Whilst I tuck into my secret lunch, Simi files the round hole so it can fit a square peg.
James,
Yeah.
I think I've done your key.
That was quick.
Well, I could have been quicker, but...
That's beautiful, man.
Actually, what would be quite nice is to just put a knurled knob on the top.
Ooh.
Because then it's very individual.
It's very personalised.
It
I
is.
can do you a nailed knob.
To To successfully knurl a knob, I need a special knurling tool.
Knurling is a cross-hatched pattern that makes things grippy. Yes, that is knurling. OK, I'm going to go for it. It's quite nice, isn't it?
Next, I drill a hole in the centre to accept the bit we've already made.
Job well done.
All that's left to do is solder the two pieces together.
Here we go, we got it.
Go.
We got it.
Is it gone?
Yep.
Beautiful.
That is still actually quite warm when you've been holding it for several seconds. Even hot.
Yeah, that bit's probably a little
Yeah.
hotter.
So I'll say very quickly that I think we've achieved greatness there, and that looks fabulous, and I hope Roger appreciates it.
Now, if there's one thing I love more than my lathe, it's pubs. I love them so much, I bought one. Pubs are a very tough business. That's why so many are closing. So those of us with successful surviving pubs have to think constantly about how to keep costs down without compromising quality. Today, I'm concerned with the cost of producing chips, a staple of pubs everywhere, but with the potential to ruin the whole business.
This is Mark, one of the chefs at the Royal Oak Swallowcliffe, just off the A30 between Shaftesbury and Salisbury. And he makes chips. He doesn't only make chips, he makes all sorts of delicious things, but he does spend quite a lot of his time making the chips. How many potatoes do you think you turn into chips in a week?
We do about 5 or 6 bags. There's about 140 potatoes in a bag.
So it's thousands of potatoes turned into chips every week.
By hand.
Wow. Anyway, the pub would like me to buy them a chip-making machine, which I think costs about 450 quid, isn't it?
That'd be great.
Yeah. But what if there's another way? What if there is a money-saving, engineering-based solution? Sim and Tony think they may have one. Leaves frame in a tantalising way.
I wonder what they're cooking up. And will their idea be as good as mine?
It's a bit of overkill for a potato, isn't it?
The British pub teeters on the verge of extinction, all because of chips. It's either hours of cutting them by hand or a prohibitively expensive chip-making machine. We are trying to save time and cut costs whilst chopping chips.
So Simmy and Tony think the answer is a tennis bat. This is a perfectly standard one. It's not been replaced with cheese wire or anything. It's just normal nylon strings. And the idea is that you hit the potato and the potato comes out of the other side as chips. How should we try it?
On arm serve.
Can we just question, just like thinking this is going to
Of course it'll work.
ridiculous thing?
Well, I don't...
You've got a rock-hard potato and quite a
But
soft
it's
string
not.
tennis racket.
The crew are very cynical about the tennis racket method. I don't see why it wouldn't work. No. I mean, it's no more remarkable than cutting up a big piece of cheese in a supermarket with a... I know that's a wire and these are nylon, but they're very taut.
You need to hit that with some gusto, though.
I'll serve it to you here.
Right.
And if you hit it with a forearm smash.
OK. Hey!
Look. That's a perfect chip.
That's a chip. And that's a chip.
That one. Look at
Look
that.
at those chips.
They're chips.
To whom should I show these?
Right, our work here is done.
Can I just say that if I showed you those in the kitchen of my house, you'd say, oh, James has made some chips. No doubt about it whatsoever. Those are chips. And everybody on this crew said, no, a tennis racket won't work. Well, it does. They've got grass in them, I accept that, but nevertheless, collection of the chips is a bit of an issue. If I go in and say, I'd like steak and chips, please, somebody has to go and walk around a field for half an hour picking chips up. Is there a way of making this more contained, more repeatable?
Can we attach something on the back of the tennis racket?
to catch them.
Although it would slow the tennis racket down because of drag, unless it was a net. But is there a way of fixing the tennis racket and throwing the potatoes at
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, we could do that.
And then put a bucket behind and you just get a bucket of chips.
Yeah.
After a brief interlude to gather some more equipment, we return with our potato chipper version 2.0.
Which is a mounted tennis bat and a cannon. All we need now is a method behind here for collecting the chips as they fly through. So you just go bang, 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 walk back to the pub with a massive tub of chips. Easy. That can simply sit there and catch all the chips. Oh!
For maximised ballistic effect, we've cut the potatoes to the same size as the bore of the cannon.
Clever.
Cue the inevitable lecture in health and safety.
It's a very high-speed cannon and a very heavy potato.
The crew of HMS Victory didn't wear safety goggles.
And Nelson would be alive and well today if he had.
Well, he did lose an eye, didn't he?
The power behind our supersized spud gun is Simi's air compressor, also useful for inflating beach toys.
Simi is loading, Tony is firing, I'm aiming.
Glasses
Oh,
on.
glasses on.
That's 4 bar.
Well tapped, Tony.
Ready?
Yep.
Fire in the hole. Oh!
Those are chips.
Chips, man!
Loads of chips. That works. That is the beginnings of a big bucket of chips.
All we need now is a few more potatoes.
That's a potato.
And our slow-mo camera.
I think you just killed the GoPro.
If the word gets out that the Royal Oak is producing chips in a novel way, it will become even more busy and popular than it already is. And I don't think that's very efficient. But I suddenly remembered, if you two wait there.
What's that? What the?
My high-power answer to chipping potatoes is a rather lovely burnt orange 2-ton 55 horsepower diesel wood chipper. Capable of chipping 8-inch logs.
It's a bit of overkill for a potato, isn't it?
And therefore a King Edward.
What do you think? It has the word chip.
Will it fit in the kitchen?
No. It will fit in the garden or the car park. And this will make chips on an industrial scale. So that goes roughly there.
Ready?
Ready? Feed in the potatoes.
With the bucket.
Okay. Well, I'm not quite sure what you'd call that. That looks like when you make a potato what's it?
Rusty.
Thank you.
That'd make a fantastic roasty, that.
This is field to fork. That is quite literally off the field there. I can pretty much guarantee that when we take those into the kitchen and give them to Mark, he's going to have a small tantrum.
So, will Mark agree that we've come up with a fantastic alternative to the £450 chip-making machine?
They look like you've kicked around the car park.
Well, we sort of did in a way, or around a field. These are my chips. Those are pure tennis racket chips. These are Simi's chips, which are tennis racket and air cannon. And these are Tony's chips and potato mush. Keep the grass, everything.
As
is, au natural.
I don't know what to say. I think my daughter did something like this when she was about 2.
While Mark prepares our new low-cost, no-chop chips, we reward our efforts with a nice, refreshing pint of lemonade.
I used to play this with my brother when I was, I don't know, 8 or 9 and he was 6 or 7. This is just plain lemonade. And the game is see who can put their tongue in it for the longest.
Shut up.
Because no, because well,
Is this
I don't
what
know.
you used to play?
Yeah, maybe you're more sensitive as a child, but after about 15 or 20 seconds, it starts to hurt. Believe it or not. Right, you ready?
Yeah.
In 3, 2, 1, go.
You might be forgiven for thinking this is just 3 grown men with their tongues stuck in pints of lemonade. We're actually testing our endurance to carbonic acid, which is what gives the lemonade its fizz.
Wow. I like it. Yes, doesn't it?
Oh, we have a winner.
30!
That was so good.
Isn't that weird? Why does it hurt your tongue?
I don't know.
And how did we discover that?
So, Tony's best at sticking his tongue in lemonade. But now, back to chips. Have we saved Chef Mark time and the Royal Oak money?
That's Sims
Nice, thank you.
with grass.
They look ace.
Oh, they're good.
These are nice, fluffy.
Great.
Good news and bad news, viewers. The good news is...
My chips are as cheap as chips.
The bad news, however...
Has a slight tennis-y quality to it. I don't like the grass. I think I've got to buy the chip-making machine, if I'm really honest. You've wolfed that, Tony.
The chips are beautiful.
So, £450 lighter, but with a happy chef. It's time to return to the bane of all our lives. We've built a pop-up frame for my car to remind ticket-happy traffic wardens of the law.
Huzzah, as they say in medieval times.
Next, the tech that triggers the warning device. Simi has devised a system using 2 timers.
The switch from the 1-hour timer could effectively be a solenoid to trigger the second timer.
Yes.
An electromagnet,
Yes. I like an electromagnet.
and something called a PIR sensor.
Passive infrared, the sort of thing that controls your security lights when somebody walks past.
Time to fit the rig onto my Panda. If the PIR sensor detects unauthorised movement on the windscreen within the 10-minute grace period, my rooftop contraption will unleash legislative hell.
Right, I now have to record the words. I think I might only have one shot at this. Here we go. Is everybody ready? Now hear this. Traffic Warden, Road Traffic England, the Civil Enforcement of Parking Contraventions England General Amendment Regulations 2015.
And in the time it takes for me to read the legislation in full, that's 5 more parking tickets that we could have saved. And that is because...
No penalty charge is payable for the contravention where the vehicle has been left beyond the permitted parking period for a period not exceeding 10 minutes. Got it? That's from Eric Pickles, Secretary of State, Department of Communities and Local Government. Good. Right, let's go. Simi, Tony, go on, we're going shopping. We're going up to town.
Ooh.
You can have an ice cream if you want.
Road trip.
Are we there yet?
Nearly.
So, how will the unsuspecting locals react when our parking legislation-loaded Panda rolls into town? For legislation lovers everywhere, the big day has arrived.
Exciting.
It is quite exciting.
Yeah.
We're off to my local town, Tisbury, where we will road test our traffic warden warning device.
Normally, you go to town in the car and you think, oh, I hope I don't get a parking ticket. But we hope we do get a parking ticket. Or at least we hope we get a parking ticket in the 10 minutes between the expiration of the allotted parking time and the 10-minute window that's been inserted into the regulations in April 2015 by Judge Eric Pickles. Space.
Nice.
Oh, perfect. There. That's a terrible bit of parking.
That is awful bit of parking, James.
Yeah. I cocked that up, didn't I? Trying to be clever. Right, a quick reminder of how this works. Obviously, this is a prototype. If it's ever included as an option on new cars, it'll be quite a bit more refined. But essentially, there are 2 timers in this unit here. And the display comes up here with the time elapsed. I'm going to set this for 1 hour because that's how much parking I'm about to pay for. At the end of an hour, it switches over to this circuit, which displays a countdown of 10 minutes on there. During that 10-minute period, the PIR sensor is active, and if anybody tries to put a ticket on the car, the message will crop up, and my voice will come out of the megaphone warning them that they're actually on the wrong side of the law. So I'm just going to finish paying for the parking for 1 hour and started, and turn the system on, and we're off to the hardware shop.
My Panda is a ticking time bomb of electromagnets, tourniquets, and the law. Just waiting for a ticket-happy traffic warden or a member of the production team in a high-vis. But in the meantime...
This is Coffee Angels, where you get an excellent bacon and egg roll. The Chinese is good if you're in on your own watching Where Eagles Dare. Hardware's on the right. Oh, look, the thermos with the little spoon in. Little screwdrivers.
Everything you could possibly want.
It turns out time flies when you're 3 blokes looking at tools.
You don't need a tape measure.
No, I like tape measures.
When the pub's shut and they're clear.
With just 5 minutes until the Panda is armed, it's time to take our positions.
Right, let's have a nice, refreshing cup of tea and observe our car.
With our traffic warden / team member lurking, the time is upon us to see if our prototype warning system works.
Is she getting the ticket out? Oh!
No way.
Wait for it.
No. Yes.
That's so good!
It's like the sails of the Cutty Sark.
Now hear this, Traffic Warden, Road Traffic England, the Civil Enforcement of Parking Contraventions England General Amendment Regulations 2015.
The regulations in full.
These regulations may be cited as the Civil Enforcement of Parking Contraventions England General Amendment.
That's never happened before, has it? A great big sign has erected itself on the top of the car. That looks fantastic.
The locals are out in their tens to see Tisbury assume its rightful place in the annals of history, thanks to the launch of our traffic warden warning device.
It's quite elaborate, but it worked.
No penalty charge is payable for the contravention where the vehicle has been left beyond the permitted parking period for a period not exceeding 10 minutes. Got it? That's from Eric Pickles, Secretary of State, Department of Communities and Local Government.
Yes.
That's so good. That is so good.
That is a victory for common sense. It's a victory for the motorist. It's a victory for the rule of law. And it's a victory for our hero, Eric Pickles. Thank you, sir. We've still got to move in the next 6.5 minutes.
Yeah.
So, we've seen off one ticket-happy traffic warden. Now I've got to see a man about a boat. You see, there's only one thing better than mending something like a broken clockwork toy, and that's reuniting it with its owner, like Roger here.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Good to see you again.
Here is your boat.
Wow.
Okay, would you like us to tell you what we've done?
I'd love to know what you've done.
Removed, ultrasonically cleaned, serviced and re-lubricated the engine, reshaped the prop.
That looks a lot better.
Yes. Reattached the rudder to a reshaped tiller, which now locks into position on that bar, which it didn't do previously. And you've never had a key for it.
I'm afraid I don't have a key, no.
Well, you have now.
Fantastic.
But is Roger's grandfather's toy boat shipshape and pond-worthy?
So what we thought we could do, since you've never been able to do this, is you can wind it, set the rudder, Simi will row out in the little boat to the middle of the lake, you can send it to him, and then he can rewind it and send it back so that it emerges as if from your incomplete childhood crewed by the spirits of your forebears.
Only 72 years after it was given to me. That is fantastic.
This boat is overdue, but it is coming. OK, Simi, off you go in the boat.
Go for the boat.
You wind her up, sir. It's quite a big spring, it turns out. So you place it in the water, simply push that side
across,
and release. And don't fall in the lake. Aim it at the boat.
Wow.
Yes.
Fantastic.
That's absolutely fantastic.
Oh, I think it's got weed on the propeller. Do you believe?
That was so fantastic for a few seconds. It was
obviously doing what it was intended to do.
That's further than it's ever been before.
In my since I've owned it.
De-weed. Oh, God. Right, Simi will now send it back. It has to avoid the weed, the duck, the swan, and the weight of history. Simi, let her go.
There we go. Slight right rudder, but...
That's fantastic.
Incredible.
Oh, look.
There she comes.
That lake is a whole ocean to that little toy boat.
That's its longest voyage so far.
Yes. I hope your grandfather is suitably pleased.
I'm sure he'll be spinning in his grave to know that finally it's got on the water and works. That's just incredible, absolutely marvellous.
So I'm feeling slightly moved. Your boat, sir.
Thank you so much. I'm absolutely thrilled, delighted. And I think my grandchildren are going to enjoy this very much.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to mend it.
So that's a win for my pub-based community mending programme. And one jolly Roger.
Sim, are you going to come back or are you just going to row around all day?
I might just row around all day. It's quite nice.
Do you want a pork pie? I've got one for you.
I'd love a pork pie.